Okay, thank you, Susan. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to talk for such a important audience, and we are very proud of being part of this initiative of Business Call to Action. I will be talking on behalf of Grupo Orsa. Grupo Orsa is the main shareholder of a company called Ouro Verde Amazônia. This company, Ouro Verde Amazônia, was founded by me 8 to 9 years ago, and since 2009 we are partners of Grupo Orsa. Grupo Orsa bought an important share of our company, and now I am a minor shareholder as well as the executive director of this new company. I'd like to move to the second slide, and I'm facing some problems with the connections with the slide. So if somebody from the organization could help me just moving the slides, because I have the original slides on my computer. I have no connection with the internet, so I cannot see what you are seeing.
Luis, you can go ahead and just say next slide, and I'll go ahead
yes,
and read those
that's
for
perfect. That's perfect. So second slide, please. I'd like to present just an overview about Grupo Orsa, just for your reference. Grupo Orsa is a Brazilian national company. It has more than 30 years of operation here in Brazil. The total revenue is around $800 million. We have more than 8,000 employees, several certifications, and we are one of the largest Brazilian organizations in paper, pulp, and packaging sector. And we have a very specific and important project in the Amazon, managing a native forest in a very good shape. I mean, we are FSC certified. And next slide, please. There is one relevant aspect, that's the social commitment of Grupo Orsa. Currently, we dedicate 1% of the gross revenue of the group to our foundation, that's our Orsa Foundation. Next slide, please. The Grupo Orsa adopted the 3Ps management model, so people, planet, and profit. I'm sure that you are you know very well about this concept. Next slide, please. Here you can see some location of our factories and our operation in Brazil. You can see that we have a concentration of business in São Paulo state, where all the operation of packaging and paper is located. But what I'd like to emphasize is the operation that we have in the northern part of Brazil, in the Amazon region, where we have a company called Orsa Florestal, as well as a company called Jari. So next slide, please. This is the point that really interests for our presentation today. That is Jari project. Jari project is a large operation in the Amazon. It's a project originally developed by an American, Mr. Daniel Ludwig. Currently, it has an area of 1.3 million hectares, so probably it's one of the largest private area in the world. All land that is the forest today was cleared. Of course, decided to buy that project, and when Grupo Orsa bought Jari project, there was a public statement from Grupo Orsa proposing a zero deforestation action in that region. So since Grupo Orsa started operating in the Jari region, this large area, there was no deforestation. In that area, there is a lot of people living in the surroundings, and even inside the private land, we have around 100,000 people living there. And just in the rural areas, we have around 15,000 people living there. And it's a large operation. We have a private town, 9,000 kilometers of road, etc., etc. And inside this area, there is a mosaic of activities. The main activity is eucalyptus plantation in terms of economics. There's a second activity that's native forest management. It's a FSC forest management project with certification. And now we have non-timber forest products. That's the Ouro Verde business, and we have small agriculture inside that area. Next slide, please. I will talk a little bit about the specific case of Ouro Verde Amazonia. Our slogan is health and taste from Amazon forest to your table. You can see in your right side of the slide a native tree that we call castanheira. That's the tree that produces the Brazil nut. Next slide, please. Just a business overview. Basically, we process currently Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts, I'm sure that most of you know what is it. It's a nut similar to almond. And we are starting processing acai berry. So we process this product, transforming what we call this Amazon heritage into healthy, tasteful, and unique food products. We have four pillars in our business. First is high quality products. Second, fair trade. Third, environmental respect. And fourth, effective involvement of local communities. So these are the most important pillars of our business. And one important point that I'd like to point out is that we really believe that R&D investment is a very important strategy to transform what we call the biodiversity assets of Amazon in real business, because we know that there's a lot of fruits, a lot of oils, a lot of extracts in the Amazon. But if you do not transform that biodiversity assets in real products, at the end there is no value for that rich product. Next, please. So here you can see what kind of product we produce by processing Brazil nut. We have a Brazil nut extra virgin oil, Brazil nut meal, Brazil nut butter, and the traditional shallot Brazil nut. So we have unique products because we invest in R&D, and so probably we are the only company in the world that produces Brazil nut extra virgin oil, for example. We have products with a very exotic taste, and so the chiefs of restaurants really enjoy our products. There is a strong health appeal because the nutritional quality of Brazil nuts is very, very good, considering that it's very rich in selenium, in polyunsaturated fatty acids, etc., etc. Our business is based on the Amazon conservation because we need the stand-up native tree that produce Brazil nut to do our business. And we act with social responsibility, and we promote the fair trade, and we are a very low carbon industry. So these the upsides of our business. Next, please. What's some of the competitive advantages that we have in our business? We are right now organic certified by EcoCert. We have a very strong connection and relationship with different native communities in the Amazon. We have made partnerships with different organizations like UNDP, DTZ, and several NGOs in the Amazon. And we invested in R&D a lot. So as I came from the university. I was a former academic professor, so I have a good relationship with the university, and so I really believe that we need to invest in research and development. So at the end, I think that we have an advantage that we know how to talk with the lady that is in the right picture of your screen, as well as we know how to talk with the guy that is in the left side. So it's not a easy connection, but we can talk with both sides of the chain. Next, please. Here's the environmental and social impact of our business. So by fostering the development of Brazil nut supply chain, we create three different things. We create opportunities, we create employment, and we create revenue. And so when I say opportunities, it's much more than employment and revenue. Sometimes opportunities is self-confidence for the local communities, the happiness, the proudness of that community. So I think this is really important. Currently, we buy Brazil nuts from around 400 families located in the Amazon. We pay premium price. I can say that in the average of the last 3 crops, we paid an overprice of 40 to 50% of the average market price. So we really pay premium price. And one thing that I'd like to emphasize is that we do not pay premium price because we are just nice guys. We pay premium price because we make a deal with the local community and we say, hey guys, if you improve the quality of the nut, we can pay you more. If you have a scale of production, we can pay you more. So it's a win-win situation. I always emphasize to the local communities, hey guys, we are a private company. We are not from the church. We are not an NGO. We are not government. We are a private company. We are here to make a good business, So we'd like to make money, and we would like that you make money together. So that's the policy of our company, and we are really satisfied with the situation because the improvement in the quality of Brazil nut is amazing. It's unbelievable. So this is the big deal. You can see a picture in the back of the slide. It's just the house of one of our suppliers in the Amazon forest. Next, please. So what's the secret? Let's say the secret. Well, first of all, organization of the product value chain. I mean, give training and making good deals with the local communities. Second, pay a premium price for them. If they are providing a better product for us, we can pay a premium price, and this is a kind of incentive that really works. Another important point is about logistics. We are inside a large native forest, a large tropical forest, so if you don't have a logistic intelligence, we will not have a good business at the end. And the last point is about adding value in the product, so we invest in R&D to add value in the native product from the Amazon. Next, please. Now let me tell you a little bit about the deal made between Grupo Orsa and Ouro Verde Amazônia. We started a negotiation in 2008, and in January of 2009 we really started working together. Grupo Orsa invested around $1 million and became a shareholder of Ouro Verde Amazônia. Now Grupo Orsa is the major shareholder with 15% of the share of our company, and I am the minor shareholder. And so when Grupo Orsa invested the money, the gross revenue of Ouro Verde jumped from less than $250,000 US dollar per year to more than $2 million US dollar in 2010. So you can see in the graphic in your right side of the slide about the revenue, the total sales of the company from 2005 until 2010. So you can see the impact of the investment made by Grupo Orsa in the company. Next slide, please. So as this webinar proposed a a team based on a biology science concept. I'd like to use another concept of biology science to explain why these two companies come together. So there's a book called Mutual Aid, A Factor of Evolution, written by a Russian scientist. And so what he was trying to show is that he did not agree with the social Darwinism. So he said that survival of the fittest is much more cooperation than competition. So he created the concept that the fittest was not necessarily the best at competing individually, but often the community made up of those best at working together. So I think this is the case of Ouro Verde, Amazonia, and Grupo Orsa. We put together all our knowledge, our good things to have a synergy. Next, please. So here's the real aspect why Grupo Orsa is interested in Brazil nut processing. Well, let's remember that Grupo Orsa has a very large business in the Amazon region, composed by at least two big companies like Jari Cellulose, that means Jari Paper Pulp. It's a 300 million US dollar business. And Orsa Florestal, that's the company that operates the certified forest, FSC certified forest in an area of 545,000 hectares in the Amazon. So probably one of the largest tropical forest management projects in the world. So considering its strong investment in the Amazon, Grupo Orsa decided to expand its activity in the region, in investing in non-timber forest products. So they try to find somebody here in Brazil that had experience with Brazil nut and experience by dealing with local communities. And so that was the reason why they invited us to come here and to discuss an investment with them. Grupo Orsa investment. Well, first of all, economics. I think that they think their perspective that the business could grow. So that's what I call a non-traditional opportunity of good business, because non-timber forest product usually is a very small industry. But I think that they could see a good perspective from the economic point of view. Second, and probably very important, is the stakeholder involvement. Considering that Grupo Orsa has a private land of 1.3 million hectares in the Amazon, and inside the private land there's at least 15,000 people living. So it's very important to have a good relationship with the surrounding communities. And so Brazil nut industry is very important for that native community living inside Grupo Orsa region. So by investing in Ouro Verde Amazonia, there was obviously a good, let's say, side effect on the main business of Grupo Orsa. And the third point is what I call philosophy. Grupo Orsa is a company basically composed by only two shareholders, and they have their spiritual beliefs, and they think that's important to help people, etc. So there are at least three reasons why Grupo Orsa invests in Ouro Verde. Next slide, please. In conclusion, by investing in Ouro Verde, Grupo Orsa first improved its corporate image in the region, generating indirect benefits for other main business. So I'm talking about image. I'm talking about good relationship with the stakeholders in the surrounding areas. So you can see in the point number 2, mitigate the risk of relationship with other stakeholders in the region. And 3, of course, they identified a business opportunity that we believe that we can generate up $30 million in this business of Ouro Verde Amazonia. So even it's a much smaller business than the original one of Grupo Orsa, it is still interesting business. So next slide, please. So what are the lessons learned? What were some of the critical challenges of working with a small firm like Ouro Verde Amazônia? And it's a real challenge, you know, because Grupo Orsa is a large company and Ouro Verde Amazônia is a very small company. So we really had to understand how to work together. And I'm using now another biology science concept. I always say that it's a kind of adaptive behavior, you know. So we had to understand how to work together, because definitely there's some critical points. For example, Ouro Verde Amazônia is a kind of business that it's much based on personal and informal relationships than informal guys in the executive structure of Grupo Orsa faces the Ouro Verde Amazônia business. They think that we are crazy, you know, because sometimes we make deals with our suppliers just based on verbal contract. But that's how things happen in the Amazon. I can tell you a history that happened 2 or 3 months ago. I went to a Indian tribe, and we had, let's say, a round table of negotiation to make a deal about buying the current Brazil nut harvest. And so after 1 hour discussing, the chief of the Indian tribe came to me and asked, is the deal done? Is it okay for you? And he was talking in his language. He doesn't speak Portuguese, so there was a young Indian as a translator, you know. And so I said, yes, the deal is done. Yeah. And so he said, he looked in my eyes and shook my hands very strongly. And so I said, okay. And so 15 minutes later, the UNDP officer came to me and said, hey, Luis, when you shake hands with this guy, this is a much more important act than any document that you sign in your life, you know. Shaking hands with the Indian chief is more important than signing a formal document. So this is the kind of thing that we really have to learn how to deal in a large company like Grupo Orsa. But I think that we are doing a good job. So just the last slide, I can show you here the Projeto Jari. I consider that this is a unique model for the Amazon. We have a large private project in the middle of rainforest, a public commitment with zero deforestation, and a unique mosaic of economic activities that are large-scale, profitable, sustainable, high social impact in synergistic business. So that's the good history about our relationship with Grupo Orsa, and I think that we are doing a good job. So thank you very much for your attention. As I told you, we are very proud to being part of this initiative.
Thank you, Luis.